Hey guys, welcome back to the Wood Metal Workshop. I'm Kent. Just got a little rant to go on here, vent a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to publish this video or not, but if I do, you'll see it of course. Got home from vacation this afternoon and some asshat, or asshats, had tried to steal a couple of my son's bikes. They were chained up in our fenced front yard and came in, cheap Chinese piece of crap hacksaw, tried to cut through the cable, didn't make it. So when they couldn't steal the bikes, they slashed the rear tires on both bikes. I don't know what's wrong with people these days, but first trying to steal them to begin with, and then vandalizing them when they couldn't steal them. It just pisses me off. And that's on top of getting an email from some guy, said, "Your videos suck. You shouldn't be making videos, why don't you just quit?" Now, normally, I know trolls are out there, and I ignore them. Because that's what you do with trolls. You ignore them, they just go back underneath their bridge. But I wanted to address this one. In particular, he went on and on about how I shouldn't show people how to do stuff if I'm not capable of doing it myself. In particular, the come along video where I took a few tries to put it back together properly. And honestly, I did have some problems. I was distracted when I was taking it apart because I was talking to somebody. That's why it was fast motion to take it apart. And so I wasn't quite 100% paying attention. And so it took me a little bit to put it back together. After I'd shot that video, I took it apart again, went back and shot a second take of it where it went back together perfectly. When I was watching the video, editing it, I decided to use the footage where I had a problem putting it back together to show that not everything always goes perfectly. You know, I'm no better than anybody else. I have issues with putting stuff back together or taking stuff apart sometimes. I'm not perfect. There's a lot of YouTubers, creators out there who evidently they are perfect because I've never seen a mistake in any of their videos. They've never screwed anything up. Everything always works perfectly when they put it back together or when they build it or fabricate it. That's not real life, okay? YouTube's a fantasy world when it comes to that. I've been a fabricator for a long, long time, and even on projects that I've done before, there's still mistakes. Tooling can break, your welder doesn't work right, you got a bad ground, all that stuff. You know, you got to grind out welds and replace them. It happens all the time. I think more YouTubers should show their mistakes and how they fix them to show people exactly what real life is like when you're doing this kind of stuff versus the sun and roses that we get too much of. I even worked in fabrication shops where we're working from prints, and you get halfway through a project and suddenly engineers show up and going, "Hey, we got a revision for you." Where you're going back and cutting stuff out and replacing it because the engineer screwed up. It wasn't your fault, it was the engineer's fault. You know, that's how life really works. Okay? And I just don't want my channel to be, "Oh, I'm perfect, I never make a mistake," because I do make mistakes. Stuff does go wrong. And you know what? You just fix it and go on. It's not the end of the world. Sometimes it's not pretty, sometimes it's frustrating, but that's what real life is like. Alright guys, I can turn this rant off and get back to your regular scheduled happy sun and roses videos. Have a good night and catch you in the next video.